Yellow Brick Road. This video does not reflect the actual views of real people. These are actors playing a role to entertain audiences. No persons or animals were harmed in the making of this video. Gosh, I love YouTube and I love Google.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan, this is James, and this is Dan. And today we're going to be talking about Tim Kennedy, who is a bright, shiny example of American freedom. Ben Shapiro, is there an equivalence to disliking Israel and disliking Jewish people?
Yeah.
Are those the same thing?
There's only one way.
And also steroids in sports, aka full Natty Brah.
Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
All natural. Just did chin-ups.
So for our first segment, we're basically going to watch the first half of Tim Kennedy's little mini doc. Tim Kennedy, Hard to Kill.
No, it's Tim Kennedy, Hard to Kill.
Game over.
Sheepdog, coming out July 4th.
And
Mad Dog.
so let's check it out.
Naughty Dog. So even the name.
Remember Crash Bandicoot?
Naughty Dog. No, I don't. I don't know anything about Crash.
Never mind.
The name itself is telling. Sheepdog.
Yeah.
So
And that's a company.
Yeah, I know. Just saying.
Sure.
No, they both are.
What?
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog is for the video game.
I think it's Sheepdog.
They're both companies, I believe. Anyways, here you go. Tim Kennedy, Sheepdog in it.
My name is Tim Kennedy. My occupation, that's complicated.
That means he's gonna go and drive down the street and throw more acid on little girls. Yeah, I've been there. I murdered that motherfucker. Because we don't let that happen, not in our world.
You tell me when to pause.
All of those little decisions lead up to that moment where you're gonna live or die.
Fear, 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 fear. They throw acid on little girls. I killed that motherfucker. It's like, wow. Great job, dude. You're fixing the world. You know what I mean?
Also, I'm wary of his moral compass, and as far as judging people, because he may just see a guy wearing a certain outfit, do something horrible, and then associate it with a whole gang of people. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know for sure.
That's what I would say.
He was definitely wired for that.
Yeah, he's ready to go at any moment's
Yeah, he
notice.
talks about it. He's gleeful about it. You know, it's literally like, to me, it's like, do you like envision yourself like I'm ready? It's like I secretly want it to happen. You know, some sort of moment. You know.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I don't know if he. I'm not saying he's a fucking monster like that wants people to die so he can like fucking enact everything. I'm just saying it's like when you talk about this, I envision you skipping through a field of flowers. It disturbs me. It does. It's like, fuck, dude. All right.
Might be some kind of post-army stuff.
Maybe.
Sheepdog Response is an opportunity for us to change the current culture of America.
Like, okay, I'm drilling. No, we're drilling to stay alive. We're drilling for that time that we have to fight for our life.
There we go, nice takedown.
Gotta find it, gotta find it. And if you don't drill that way, you're gonna die.
Sheepdog Response is the work.
Feel free to pause it whenever. I'll just say.
Feel that, right? This is not jiu-jitsu. I just pull your eyes out. Old man jiu-jitsu is for fucking old men to die.
Putting the key back into the we are the people. And you're gonna see for the first time how you've lived your whole entire lives. You're gonna have like not this existential realization that you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, because that'd be such a fucking bad thing, wouldn't it? An existential epiphany, and how you're realizing, like, yeah, I'm doing something wrong here. Like, do I have any idea what I've just joined? Army Special Forces, Green Beret, like, what am I really doing here? You know? Defeat people by killing people. Look, I'm saving you by killing them. Like, yeah, that's not gonna start anything.
And it may even be tactically off as far as if you're looking strategically on how the world could be a better place, it could be even harming that, just on a simple social level.
There's no good that can come of tyranny.
Well, maybe you can't think above that higher level, you know.
Oh, he can.
Maybe he's very conditioned to think kill, kill, kill.
Well, I would say it's cognitive dissonance he has to do. Meaning he has to perform like mental gymnastics so that way, like whatever he believes in is like propped up. It's like, gosh, terrorists. Yeah, what else? Keep going. What do you mean by that?
Nirvana. You know, what you're going to do for the first time maybe is
You
if you're
said, right?
normally pushing the shopping cart, looking in the teeth back into the we are the people. And you're gonna see for the first time how you've lived your whole entire lives. You're gonna have like not this existential realization that you're like, oh my god, Nirvana. You know, what you're gonna do for the first time maybe is as you're normally pushing the shopping cart, looking at your shopping list, or texting, or grabbing your kids, or throwing it on the cart, you're gonna go like this. You're gonna look up. Man, the moment I step off in country in a non-permissive or semi-permissive, even a permissive environment, I am profiling all of the time. That is the thing that saves my life. We're not building.
It's literally like built like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go 24/7. It's like, why? You ever stop and ask yourself why? I'm profiling immediately. It's like, do you want this?
Well, here's the thing as far as existentialism goes. You end up blocking out other content by forcefully, egotistically putting in your own content. When you're up looking for threats or whatever, you could be missing out on, some people call it synchronicity, things like that. Like something you were meant to see at a certain time.
Sure.
You ignored it because your ego was so hyper-focused on, okay, make sure everyone's safe. Is there an enemy around?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loses out on his other senses. He's just focused on a couple.
Oh, there's other ideas, like in a world with infinite ideas, and you're narrowly focused in on this certain thing. It's not inward directed, right? Because in his internal, he's safe there, right? As far as like thinking or whatever, if he dreams of pink rainbows and unicorns, right? That's safe, right? There's no one can physically grab that and take it out of him. So when you're out here, looking externally, it's like you need to be open a little bit. You need to see other possibilities.
Yeah, he shut off a lot of different things.
Yeah, you want to.
It's basically enclosing yourself in one part of the spectrum, and that's it. It's like, I'm gonna stay here. It's like, yeah, you'll be fine there until the movie's played for you later on.
Yeah, this is a Taoist's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
That type of thinking.
Yeah.
Army. We're not creating vigilantes. We're changing a culture that really values freedom and appreciates hard work and loves what's on the far side of it.
Remember that. Remember he said that. Just remember that. Love and freedom. All right?
If you guys have a problem, work through it. Work through it smoothly. Be cool. Cool is going slow and smooth. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. No. Never touch that fucking.
I apologize for your ears. Sheepdog. Now, a dog trained to guard and protect sheep. That's what you guys are doing, right?
Finger off, pull.
He's an exceptional human being, and that's the only type of human being that survives what he survived.
All right, listen. An exceptional human being? What the fuck? What? What?
Exceptional warrior, maybe, but
I think he means exceptional as in he's outside the average, right? There's not a lot of Tim Kennedy's types like that walking around.
what do you think, James?
Might be more than you think.
I think it's more of just like a neutral answer to where it's not offensive, but not the highest praise ever.
I think there's plenty of guys like him. Just not well, I mean, you're a Void Ranger. It's like, I don't mean that. I mean what you're doing. There's plenty of guys who do what you do.
Yeah, Rogan needs to take a page from Jon Snow's book. Like if you keep using words and changing the meaning around, words stop meaning anything. So when everyone's your friend, everyone's cool, everyone's whatever, great.
Yeah.
Now it's like, is everyone really like that?
It's like your friend, right? You called him a friend. Yeah, he killed you. Yeah, he stabbed you the other day.
So, yeah.
Like, is Owen Benjamin still a good guy, great guy? After he called you whatever, retarded.
Yeah, a monkey.
No, he said other people.
Oh, that's right. Hey, he didn't defute.
Did Rogan ever say in another video anything bad about Kennedy? Or?
I don't know. I didn't look it up.
I don't think so. No.
Are we frozen?
No.
That looks like we're frozen.
Oh shit.
Is that your computer or is that?
I'll just reload, I guess.
The internet, maybe.
Let me just make sure we're rolling.
Somebody, hopefully nobody
No,
snitched.
We're good.
All right.
Take a regular person, send them off to war, and expect them to do some of the things that Tim Kennedy has done. They're not going to come back home to try to examine or psychoanalyze someone like Tim Kennedy. You have no idea. You have no idea what that guy's experienced.
I actually do have an idea, you know, and I don't have to experience it to have an idea, you know.
Yeah, and I think he's something I'll get to at the end, but he's a particular type of archetype, but just on steroids.
Oh shit.
Well, it's out in the forefront, like bright lights and everything, like Broadway, like boom.
Yeah, well, look, you have like a class clown. That's an archetype.
Yeah.
Now imagine that on steroids.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, man, shut the fuck up already.
Yeah.
It's like too much.
Yeah.
Roger Clemens.
Not really.
No,
It's like
I don't like him.
like there's an army general version of him. Must be disciplined at all times. Listen to what I say and
Yeah.
all that. Imagine the hyper version of that.
yeah.
It's like, all right, too much.
Too much, man. Fireworks. Now elevate that times 100. Yeah. It's like too much, boom.
No idea the kind of mental resolve that he has to have
Mental resolve or cognitive dissonance, you know.
to get through that and to come back and to function in everyday society. And
Yeah, it's called either one. It's either like cognitive dissonance and tucking things away, or truly understanding what I did was fucking horrible. As far as engaging in something like this, you know.
Also, using a relative term, using it in a relative way, comparing Tim Kennedy to guys who come back with like extreme versions of PTSD, right? Guys with mental illness that come back from seeing horrible shit.
Yeah.
And comparing them to him and saying, look how exceptional he's done.
He's the exceptional version. This is what you
picking one out.
This is what you should strive for. It's like this guy ain't all there, man.
He could, like, what about a psychopath, Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Would they come back and be like, mourning and then PTSD and all that shit, or would they just be fine?
It's called a mask.
Yeah.
You ever look into that?
Yeah.
Like you'll get it if you do the shadow work. You know?
They have favorites too.
do it enthusiastically. It's just, he's not a normal person because normal people don't survive that.
Let's make
A Viking baby. I have no name, I'm but 2 days old. What shall I call thee? I am happy, joy is my name, sweet joy befall thee. War is my future, pretty joy, sweet joy, but 2 days old. Sweet joy I call thee, the ocean calls my name. Thou dost smile, I sing, while sweet joy befall thee.
Fuck. Look, it's like romanticizing it, you know? It's one thing if you're saying, well, I'm like, I would call it this, the ignorant hero who actually believes in the whole, we're protecting people, you know? Then there's him, he's like gleeful, like glowing. Yeah, glowing.
Yeah,
It's like romanticizing the whole thing.
he sounds like he joined like the frat boy version of the military.
It's like a clique.
Yeah, we get popular.
It's a clique. It's a group. It's like a club, you know, like a brotherhood. It's like, stop it. Isn't it odd that I'm not saying as far as like if someone with a lack of existential work, even I would say yes, and a lack of an identity of who you really are, you know, And you're going to group with like-minded people, and there will always be, in my opinion, within that group, the loudest dude, and that's him. Loudest dude in the room, you know? Here, watch this. Watch this.
That's the American's first badass.
I'm Tim Kennedy. I am a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret. I'm the president of Sheepdog Response.
Dude! Look at him, look at
Right now, you know, everybody's saying Sheepdog's on the cutting edge of everything in defensive tactics.
There's not a judo chop, like throat smash, and you're out.
That's not what we want to be.
We can give you a long gun, I can give you a spear, I can give you a tomahawk. It doesn't fucking matter. You're just gonna get more lethal with the more tools I give you. If the structure's there. So do what you learned this morning here and continue to improve.
This is not a fighting stance. This is not a fighting stance.
If I see somebody pull guard in here, I'm gonna smash you through the wall. All right, we're learning to fight.
We want to be a movement. We want to be a revitalization of an idea that's been forgotten, that's been lost.
Like, what idea is that? I think it's a lot, yeah. Be careful, because, you know, boom, boom.
Fuck it.
And lacking an idea that's been lost and forgotten. And it better not be that whole 50s weird, you know, pseudo, like, idea of happiness.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I think it's a...
I said it better not be. I didn't say it would. It is.
I think he just thinks of a world without, you know, Islamic terrorists.
That just proves me you have done little to no research of thought within that. You know, whatever research you have done, it's what that side of the spectrum has offered you. You know, and that's poor.
Lost an idea of what it means to be strong and independent and understand what individual responsibility means. And
if you truly understood what individual responsibility is, then I don't think you'd be I would say I would know you would not be doing this stuff. You wouldn't be glowing and gleaming at this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's existential work revolving around who you are as an individual, you know, separating from everything else, not the external, the internal. And he hasn't done it.
It'd be almost like a Shakespearean tragedy, where it's like, fuck, I don't want to teach people how to become like fighting machines, but at the same time, it's like we live in a world where there are mass shootings and things like that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But he seems to be too happy about that.
Yeah.
Or happy about doing the training. Maybe it's just attention. He didn't get attention a lot at certain points in life, and he wants it now. Or maybe he's always had attention, and this is just a bigger stage for it.
Maybe.
Or he's faking it. I don't know.
implied tasks that are associated with that.
Practice makes permanent. What do we need to be perfect? Perfect practice, right? Practice perfectly right now. Even if you're getting your ass beat, do the right thing. If you don't, you're gonna die.
We want to change the world. And we're starting here first. We don't want to just change law enforcement. We want to change everybody. Because I know that this is the most fulfilling way that life can be.
Yeah, fulfilling. Revolving around conditioning others, probably with a lack of lack of an idea of who they are themselves. So conditioning them just like you were conditioned at one point of your life or another, whether you did it to yourself or someone did it to you, and you made the choice to go along with it. So either way, this isn't fulfilling. You know?
Well, it's a lot of the lessons I'm hearing him say and how he's going about the techniques of getting better and all that shit are on par with what I'm going to say at the end of this particular, of what we're watching here.
We're stopping around the 12-minute mark.
Yeah, at the end of that, you'll hear what I think's going on.
Yeah.
But the techniques themselves are a lot of things I've done myself. Obviously not with army training, but in whatever I want to get better at.
Yeah.
And I think they're effective, and I think they might be the best way to go, period. But, you know.
This thing, this freedom thing, is truly satiating.
You have no idea what freedom is.
Yeah.
No clue.
Like I said, hyper-focused.
Yeah.
Looking down one avenue only.
Yeah.
Missing the city.
Missing all the heavenly glory.
A serviceman or woman comes to our course, we're humbled that they're here. We're honored that we're given this opportunity to impart some information, some knowledge onto them. We want to save their life. We want to make them never be in a position where we have to take somebody else's life. It sounds weird, but if we do our job
if that was true, then maybe you do more investigating.
well, we do our job right,
Oh, sorry. That's called care. It's needed.
nobody will ever have to die.
No easy way through this.
See?
The baddest dudes in the world are the dudes that work at this. They work at what we did in there. They work at what we did in here.
It's a club.
It's a lot of time. It's a lot of commitment.
It's a cult.
I mean, if you want to be good at it, it's what it takes. Right? Listen, he's blading to pull out a cell phone, and you're here and you're like, what's a cell phone? Cool, that's an easy conversation. Do you know what's a hard conversation? Hey, Mrs. Kennedy, I regret to inform you that your husband was killed tonight in the line of duty. That's a fucking rough conversation.
Right? We're going to be able to start shaping and creating cultures that understand how to communicate and how to coexist.
Not internally. And that being expressed, like, externally.
It's pretty aggressive.
He's basically saying the theory that
it's scary.
Like the bigger dog will prevail, kind of.
No, I think he's saying the idea basically like, well, if everyone had guns, everyone on the planet had guns, we'd be safer because no one would just like fuck around with someone. Like, oh, I know he has a gun too.
It's like, no.
That's sort of the thing with the tactics and be like looking for a weapon first.
Yeah.
And then you go back to being normal.
It's profiling. You're good. Okay. We're safe.
Yeah.
We're safe. That means good. That means good. Yes.
It's basically having a loaded gun on someone all the time. And then,
We're going to be able to stop something bad before it happens instead of responding to it as it's happening. Evil will always exist. The only thing that's going to stop evil is good men that are skilled at violence.
I feel like a lot of innocent people could die.
Did you hear?
To that.
There's plenty that he doesn't talk about that though. Well, let's listen to that again.
Understand how to communicate and how to coexist. We're going to be able to stop something bad before it happens instead of responding to it as it's happening. Evil will always exist. The only thing that's going to stop evil is good men that are skilled at violence.
Wrong.
yeah, it's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard anyone ever say. No, it's really one of the dumbest things I've ever heard anyone ever say.
This is when I sent this to you. I paused it. I was like, all right, this is worthy. Shoot, send it.
I mean,
Unreal.
look at all the... If you look at progressions through history, I could be wrong about this.
You could be, but...
If you look at, maybe human rights documents, or doctrines and things like that, I don't think any of them were implemented by force, were they? Maybe the American Revolution, spots in history like that, but...
Well, eventually they had a treaty. They weren't all violence.
Well, so what I would say. These are stemming from... they're shallow ideas based off of something good that they haven't done the work for to really, truly, I would say, express internally and externally. Meaning, all men are created equal. That means everybody, asshole. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. And if they truly did that, then there'd be no, what do you call it? Well, God said this land is ours. It's meant for us. That means you natives have to go. What is that? That's the
Manifest destiny.
Manifest destiny. Yeah. But see how some people still there can have actual ideas based off their own morality, even if they haven't done all the work that I would say is completely necessary. It's like, oh, you guys still have an idea of what could be good or bad, good versus evil. This dude says there will always be evil in the world, and the only thing to counter that is good men who are violent.
Yeah, I don't think he's investigated that at all.
No.
I think it's just widely accepted. that is some sort of truth in life.
Well, now there's like for the cops now, like you can't have a gun unless you pass a personality test. So he's saying everybody has to have a weapon and be violent, right?
Well, I'm saying I use that as a metaphor.
Oh, metaphor.
He's saying always be on your toes for some sort of violent act about to happen.
Yeah.
It's like evil's lurking around the corner.
It's like, James,
Basically what he's saying.
lock the windows, lock the doors, lock your bedroom door at night. It's like, live in fear, huh? Okay. Not because the heat will get out. It's because, you know, some guy with a knife could walk in here. Yeah. That's how we're going to live our lives, yep.
Now, your tactical reload, the reason it's called tactical is because you're still in the fucking gunfight. You guys are like, all right, that's the end of the iteration. I'm just going to put my empty magazine back in. You are drilling a tactical reload. So keep that in front of your face. Do it with clear motion. Have a focal shift from the front to the outside of the magazine. Do everything right. Tactical reload. You're still tactical.
There's a responsibility that goes along with your oath to protect and serve. That implied task is that you're capable of doing that. Right?
See, what this guy doesn't understand is there is a definite form of, like, you know, self-harm. There's harm, and there'll be harm towards others, and then there's self-harm. It's like that has not even crossed his mind. It's like you're just to protect and serve. Who are you protecting? Who are you serving? There's like the right out in front of you thing. Like, what are you really doing here? You know, are you really doing something that's really involved in geopolitics and you just have no fucking clue? And then there's the other thing involved. Like, well, who am I? Like, why am I doing this? Never even crossed his mind.
Yeah.
This is the dude that probably drives around in a truck with like a bunch of army stuff and flags, and all of his friends do the same thing, and they all drive around. It's like, yeah, we're part of the team. It's like, fuck, are you creepy? You know, that's creepy, dude.
If you're overweight, if you are so debilitated by your lifestyle that you can't do the two basic things, protecting and serving, then why are you there? Are you just there for a paycheck? Shame on you. Are you just there so you have a little bit more authority and power? Shame on you. You're there for one reason, and that is to follow through with the oath that you swore to uphold, to protect and serve.
Are those just words? Like, what is it? Like, I wonder what that really means. Protect who? Why? Oh, protect the people. Why are you going to protect people? Because it's the right thing? Is what you're doing the right thing? Good versus evil you're talking about. 'Cause you said evil. Okay. So killing people is wrong. Oh, it's a necessary evil. So you're corrupt. What's going on here? Who are you?
Yeah.
You can't be in the middle. It's either or, man.
It's basically saying war is peace.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It's essentially, that's the true meaning of the 1984 phrase.
Yeah.
When you say, I have to get rid of these guys in order for there to be peace.
Yeah, it's wrong.
I need to start a war with these guys. I need to fight a war against these guys in order for there to be peace.
Yeah, it's completely wrong.
That's essentially saying war equals peace.
Yeah. Let me say this again. Allegedly, I heard on Twitter he put his like address. It's like ISIS, come get me or something like that. Don't you have a wife and kids?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? You have neighbors too, don't you? What are you doing?
No empathy.
You have a whole lot.
It's just a whole lot of cognitive dissonance, and there is definitely a lack of empathy there too. Yeah.
You have a whole lot of earth in between you and ISIS, so all the people that are in between.
Whatever they're actually called, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
ISIL or whatever.
Whatever extreme group. There's a whole lot of people in between you and them, so. Like I said, I'll get to what I think at the end.
Protect and serve who? The people, right? To the community. That's who you swore to. You're there to save lives. You're not there to, necessarily shoot people. You're not there to exert your authority at your own convenience. You're there to protect and serve.
You're killing people.
Do you have the mental ability to do that? Do you even understand what that means? You're fat and you're out of shape. You're an alcoholic. You drink. You're mean to your wife. You talk mean to your kids. You're not helping.
It's like you can imagine as far as existentialism, him, like that body, That's like my 300-pound life right there. That's him. You know what I mean? It's like, look, dude. I have the body. I have the guns and knife. It's like you are out of shape. You just don't know it, man. You don't know it. You truly don't know it.
You're not protecting, you're not serving anybody. Pisses me off. Pisses me off.
Could give you anything that we showed you when you were fatigued. I was trying to walk you guys through what you're supposed to do, what we taught you to do, what we drilled today. Both at client speed, both at drill speed. You guys weren't doing it. They got to do the other side. Okay, cover guard. Now what? Okay. Who had my fingers in their eyes? Every motherfucker I rode with, raise your hands. You're never gonna see it again. This isn't LASIK fixable. This is you are blind. That is, you are no longer employed. You'll never see your kids again.
Fear.
You'll never look at your wife again.
Fear.
That's what that means.
Installing fear in you.
Who tapped because they didn't know what to do? A whole bunch of people. And I'd say, what'd I say to you?
Nope, there's nothing there. I mean, you can breathe. You're okay. Cover that arm. Turn towards the frog. There you go. Cover that head. Go, push that leg through.
I know what those chokes are, and they weren't there. You're tapping because you're scared, because you didn't know what to do. It's a scary, it's a frightening thing. Breathe again.
The shadow is also frightening, you know, for those who never looked at it. Just saying.
I thought that was important.
We need that to work. And our brains do not work when there's no air there. When you guys get in that gunfight, when you get in that fight for your life, what's going to determine what wins right there was decided months ago, years ago, was decided right now. Okay, it's a bunch of little decisions that have led up to that moment of you being in the wrong position, in the wrong place, completely taken advantage of. You're out of shape, you're tired, you ate shitty food, you didn't sleep, you've been drinking alcohol, you had a fight with your wife. All of those little tiny things have added up to then that one perfect storm, that moment that you're gonna die. And honestly, I don't care that much about you guys. I care about all of the people that we've sworn to protect. Sworn to protect the families.
Okay, we can clearly see he's not a hero or a champion.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the people he trains. Jeez.
I don't care about you guys. Why are you here?
He's like, it gets off just like putting them through hell.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. It's just more of like, then what are you, dude? You know? What do you stand for?
Yeah, he's eliminating the individual to serve a group purpose.
That's the problem.
Cold, right?
That's literally like this. That's like, okay, we have to eliminate ourselves, take ourselves out of the equation, and then make a choice. Then who's making the choice? What are you, a robot? You know, like what is this? No.
The women, the kids, those that can't protect themselves, that's what we do, right? So we swore, because we were eyes wide open, what the consequence could be if we failed. That's our life.
Spoke with Tim yesterday.
That's enough. All right. Here you go.
So what do you guys think?
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to influence a large group of people that are like Marine or Army or cops, and he's trying to...
He has civilian classes too. So.
Yeah, civilians. Alright, so he's trying to install that look for violence first to be the first one. And it's kind of oblivious to, society a little bit.
I guess.
I wouldn't say it's completely oblivious. It's just the thing that's oblivious as far as like fuck, man, you just don't look any further than that. It's literally like when I say, yeah, dude, I looked within. It's like, oh, you mean you did some digging? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Like, dude, like, putting a pencil in the ground and you calling that like depth as far as digging, you know. Look, it's a quarter of a centimeter, like a half inch in there. It's like, no, they don't count. I'm talking about like deep into the core, you know. That's what I mean by shadow work, you know.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any idea of what you're doing? You're talking about good and evil here. Do you have any clue what you're really doing, what you're talking about? Like, you know, what you're partaking in as well? Any idea? A lack of an individual, and not only that, it's literally like, you know, just like dancing and lights. That's what I'm seeing here. It's fucking creepy, man.
What I see is I guess you can call it like a malignant hero archetype. It's a hero archetype alone on an island, where it's just one part of it, someone's fullness, just one part of it, sticking in the limelight. You know, all the other parts are seen left behind. Right?
I would say suppressed. Be honest.
But okay, a hero archetype.
Ugh.
As far as I understand, it's in its wholeness on its own is a good thing. But when you don't bring the other parts with it, that's when it becomes malignant.
It's incomplete.
Well, okay, what's a hero archetype without a moral archetype next to it?
Yeah.
Right? Then the morals are relative to the society you live in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I don't know, shooting goats is a part of the moral framework of the country.
Yeah.
Now the hero archetype is like, must kill goats.
Yeah.
There's no like questioning or internal moral drive.
Mm-hmm.
You need that to go along with you. Empathy, that needs to go along for the ride too.
Yeah.
You need to bring all of yourself and all of your aspects. When I'm expressing my hero archetype, my moral archetypes and my all my other archetypes should be right next door to him, right next to him, or even a part of it. I would say would be better metaphor. If I'm expressing empathy, my other archetypes better be right there too, right? You can feel sad for the guy who was poor his whole life, so started robbing people at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Right. I brought my empathy, but I also had to bring my morals with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But listen, I feel bad that your life has been like this, but you can't steal. You especially can't steal while threatening someone's life. So you bring all your parts with you. So I think he's just leaving parts behind.
A lot.
But you can hear the hero archetype. That's how you get shit. Like when
That's
he's
the
talking
thing.
about,
Yeah.
okay, you work hard, the situation gets fucked up, you keep working hard, you
Yeah.
keep working through it.
Yeah.
That is a hero archetype at work right there.
Yeah.
And you can see it. It's like, oh, that's a good thing. But he didn't bring the other parts, and then you can see the context of it where he's talking about basically shooting first before getting shot.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
much better to check them out first, because you don't want that awkward phone call from the military.
Survival mode.
Yeah.
It's like I live in survival mode.
But if you're always in survival mode, that's just very stressful. You're bound to make a mistake.
Maybe not.
You don't think you're bound to make a mistake if you're always?
Oh,
in
you can make
survival mode?
mistakes, but I don't think he's in high stress about it.
I think
because
people get pleasure out of it.
Well,
he's such like hyper focused on that hero archetype, to where everything's justified.
Well, remember,
right? I'm
how
doing
he
the right
said-
thing in his mind. It's like I'm doing the right thing, so there is no real questioning or feeling bad. So nothing gets stressful or complicated.
Yeah.
What
You can
about
just
people
go
that have
for it.
PTSD or whatever from the
PTSD.
PTSD from like the army or something, and then they're like always anxious and
Anxious?
well,
Yeah.
and have their anxiety because they're
Well,
trained this way.
First of all, they might not be there with using their hero archetype. It might be just a survival mechanism
Yeah.
of, I can't pay for college, I better join the army to pay for college. Or
Then something shitty happens and they witness it, they're a part of it. Then it's like, fuck, oh my god. That realization of something horrible just happened.
Or they are using the hero archetype, but they also brought the other parts with it.
Yeah.
Or at least some of the parts with it. And then they go in with the hero archetype. I'm doing the right thing. I'm defending the country. I'm defending freedom. And then something shitty happens, and you're like, what the fuck was this all about? That's when the other archetypes start pulling the hero type back. Like, okay,
What's the epiphany?
time to go reflect on this. We'll take over here.
It's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Empathy, guilt, things like that.
That's what I want. See, I want to believe that, like, you know, someone like this, it's like, oh, they're it's just ignorant to the idea of what's most likely happening.
Yeah.
That governments and corporations are really involved in these groups of terror in these other countries who are attacking other innocents and et cetera, et cetera. And it just so happens that you're just helping to pedal it forward, but you just have no idea. You just have no idea, and you think you're doing the right thing. I like to believe that. But my intuition is telling me, like, you like this a little too much, man. It's like a fucking clique, a club, a fucking cult.
That's the hero archetype. Its downfall will be pride, most likely.
Well, there's
You'll pride yourself so much, and then someone who can just talk to you, get to you in words, who's also like an alpha male, like maybe like another fighter or something like that, or another guy who went through the same training and all that shit in the military, said, "Listen, man, you're wrong about this."
Yeah.
It's like, you don't understand. No, I do understand. I was there too.
Yeah.
Here's what was going on. That's, humble pie.
Here's the thing. Yeah, but also I want to make it clear that you don't have to be. Well, you don't understand. You weren't there. Like, I don't have to be.
No,
I don't have to be.
But for the guy who's hyper focused on,
it's gonna matter. Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably not gonna respect it.
Yeah, you're gonna need a champion from that.
Yeah.
It's like, you're just like me.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
someone who can stand
without
getting the PTSD.
It's too late for me. I'm not doing it. By too late, I'm like, I already understand the difference. I know the difference between right and wrong, which is why I'm not going to enlist.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to my local army recruiter, like he told me to do on Rogan's podcast. If you have anything to tell anybody, what would it be? Go to your local army recruiter. It's like, wow, dude. Wow. Great job. You did it.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Respond. I hope you do. It's not a threat. I just hope you respond. I'm not chasing clout. You can do it in private. Send me a letter, dude.
Okay. So
hold up. It's just a matter of like seeing someone like seeing something like just bad happen. You're just like, all right, I'm gonna say something. It's like we can talk in public, or we can I can take you aside. We can talk in private. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's that simple. Well, you tagged me in a public platform. I'm not quoting him or anything. It's just like, well, dude, would it matter? At the end of the day, does it? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether he watches this or not,
Let's go to 43. All right, moving on, right? Right? Yes. No.
Right. Right.
Okay, so for our next topic, is being anti-Israel the same as being anti-Jewish? Now, our video content for this topic will be, I guess, a fan calling into Ben Shapiro show when he was on radio, I guess. I don't think he does radio still.
The Daily Wire, I think, plays on the radio.
Yeah, all right. But this is like a caller calling in.
No, you lose, dude.
I don't think he does that anymore.
No, fuck no.
You had a guy called asking a question because apparently the guy felt like he was being called anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Or people thought he was anti-Semitic because he questioned Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So, here is that conversation.
Lucas in Seattle, you're on the Ben Shapiro Show, AM 770 KTTH.
Yeah, thank you, Ben, for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
This is the one, because I've called one other time. I'm a huge fan of yours, and the one thing we disagree with is foreign policy. But it really irked me the other day, and this topic as well. And I'm not a Obama defender. He's the worst president we've ever had. But I don't understand how a foreign country, bottom line, whether you think of it or not, Israel is not America. They are a foreign country. And I don't understand how if you don't support them, you are an anti-Semite. That offends me, Ben. That offends me because I'm not an anti-Semite. And at the same time, just because I don't believe in giving treating them like the 51st state, to me that doesn't make me an anti-Semite.
No, Lucas, what makes someone an anti-Semite, really, what makes somebody an anti-Semite, you can be against specific policies of the state of Israel. What makes you an anti-Semite is when you take positions that lead to the eradication of the state of Israel. Because here's the truth. You couldn't be an anti-France. You couldn't say, I'm not for the existence of France, and then say you're pro-French. Right? You couldn't say that you're not for the existence of the United States and say you're pro-American. Well, you can't say that you're not for the existence of the Jewish state and then say you're pro-Jew. And unfortunately, the policies that this administration has been taking have radically undermined the ability of the Jewish state to even survive and exist. And
So that first little thing there, you can't be anti-Israel and pro-Jewish. You can't be anti-France and pro-French. Of course you could. You could be anti the government, right? That's the state, right? The government is named after the state.
Yeah.
Of, you know what's going on there, so you can. So what was he saying? You can disagree with policies here and there, but you can't disagree with.
It's ridiculous.
The state,
It's just like hearing. It's just hearing like Bill O'Reilly going, why don't you? You say you hate the government, so you hate your country? It's like, what? No, it's two different things. Yeah. It's like, no, you hate your country. It's like, what? It's like, now we're conflating people who describe themselves as Jewish, either by ethnicity or religion, and the state, the government, the president.
I mean,
not the same thing.
As far as I understand it, on the books, Israel's not supposed to be a religious state.
No.
It's supposed to be a secular state.
Yeah.
I mean, the population happens to be majority Jewish.
Yeah.
But that's just because.
Just, yeah.
That's not a law.
There
that
shouldn't be
has to be Jewish.
There shouldn't be an ethnic state.
Yeah.
It's like, how wrong would it... Here, it's just by comparing the two. I know you shouldn't have to do this, but I will, because fuck it. Well, the white Protestant Christian state. It's like, yeah, that's going to go over real well. Yeah, that's going to go great. But no one has a problem with, by nobody, I mean, you know, as far as a mass majority of people, that probably never looked into it, or just ignorant to the idea of, this is a Jewish state. It's like, what do you mean by that? Religion? Ethnicity? Oh, they're the same thing. Well, I didn't know.
Yeah. See, guys like Ben, and there's a whole bunch of other people that do the same. They end up creating anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
Because of, first of all, how they're defining the word.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add that to, if you say Israel is a Jewish state, and then Israel does something shitty, and you criticize them, now you're criticizing a religion.
Yeah.
At the same time, you're criticizing a state. That's creating a problem there. Right? It's creating its own critique of it.
In a way, if you look at it, it's like I would hope this is not by design. I just hope this is out of pure ignorance, you know? It's like, I'm a Zionist. Like, you know what that is?
A lot of it seems like propaganda, to be honest with you.
Oh, sure.
Like they can twist things around so that when you criticize Israel, you end up saying, like, oh, you're anti-Semitic then. They can twist that around to being, you want the elimination of the Jewish.
I'm not even going to give them any credit, really, because, like, especially him, or whoever does that. Especially him, because I've seen him do it. It doesn't even sound clever at all. It's a whole bunch of mental gymnastics in order to come to that conclusion that so-and-so's an anti-Semite. Mark Lamont Hill's an anti-Semite. He wants the destruction of all the Jewish people. I'm sure he does, Ben. He wants them all to die. You hit nail on the head. You did it. Yep.
Or the women's movement. The super SJW groups are anti-Semitic.
Secretly.
So it's like, who's playing identity politics now? It's this guy. He's doing it.
He's against it, but when he does it, it's okay.
Oh, if it's anywhere near criticizing Israel or Jewish people, it's anti-Semitic.
It's bullshit.
But
I wouldn't be so general.
He can freely talk about like Black Panther or something.
Yeah.
There's no type of.
I'm not gonna. First of all,
clearly this is not racist at all. Like, yeah, I agree with you, but if I criticize Israel, is that racist?
I would like not to generalize as far as say Jewish people. You know.
No, I'm saying that's what he does. I believe.
Yeah. Oh, we heard examples, man. Did videos on it.
And to be honest, it's gonna be his downfall. His fans think he's the anti-SJW messiah or something.
Yeah, they like. I love your Thug Life compilation. It's like, yeah, just wait. He does the same shit. Look at this. Look over here.
Once he starts bringing up anti-Semitism every 5 minutes, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, you're doing the same shit, man."
Yeah. And you'll see. Well, I'm like just
he conflates it. He
eventually when his actual ideas come out in the forefront, everyone's like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
And he's gonna scream anti-Semitism.
Yeah. And there's a reason why he doesn't do this yet. It's slow.
Yeah.
It'll happen soon.
I think the exposure is already happening.
Well, no, it is. But what I'm saying is, eventually, he's going to be just out in front, Like, you know what I mean?
The Mark Lamont Hill video.
Oh, that's
that
incredibly exposing. Incredibly.
Exposed them to a lot of people. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, absolutely. Not one thing sounded remotely anti-Semitic. The only criticism which you made was like, yeah, I get it. Maybe he's trying a little too hard to sound like, you know, civil rights movement leaders, whatever the fuck. Hey, but you know what? Whatever you like, if that's his idea of this is what a good this is good. This is the good guy. This is how I should sound. Hey, man. As long as you have an idea of what the right thing to do is, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But to criticize something like that, it doesn't even sound remotely anti-Semitic. I fucking read it on paper. I didn't find one thing, not one little thing.
Well, here's the thing. Like, this is what Shapiro brought up. He brought up the 1488, meaning some sort of. Like, he brought that up in the beginning or whatever. I did it. I got
you did it. Timestamps.
He brought up the 1488 thing in the beginning of Shapiro. He brought that up in the beginning of his video.
Yeah.
I'm like, where does that fit into any of this? I didn't see any reference to that at all in the Mark Lamont Hill speech, like at all. I'm like, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Also, a free Palestine from the river to the sea.
Yeah.
That phrase existed.
Well, river to the sea, Palestine.
He didn't say that. Yeah. Shapiro said that. Mark Lamont Hill did not say that.
From river to sea, Palestine shall be free.
You want a free Palestine from river to sea or whatever.
Oh, from river to the sea.
Yeah.
Okay, my fault.
The little catchphrase thing is what Shapiro inputted.
Yeah.
So that's a Hamas slogan.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Like, that slogan existed way before Hamas.
Right.
So they sort of adopted it.
Yeah.
Like, the Hamas is speaking English. So if you speak English, you're a Hamas supporter. It's like it's the same logic there. So yeah, this guy, he exposed himself with that shit, and people are gonna catch on to it. They already started catching on to it.
Fucking good. I hope, you know what? I hope it comes crashing down.
I mean, Mark Lamont Hill are already like, there's people who are like heavy supporters of Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
And they see that CNN fired someone for free speech violations, basically. Yeah. They're gonna jump on that guy's team and be like,
holy crap.
They're gonna jump on Mark Lamont Hill's team in a way. They're gonna support him as far as being able to say what he wants to say. Then they're gonna look at the speech, like, well, what did he really say? Then they're gonna be like, this isn't that bad. And then they're gonna hear Ben Shapiro calling him anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
And they're gonna just connect the dots from there.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this guy's full of shit too.
And they're gonna look back at everything else he said. It's like, what'd you say about this? What'd you say about that? So you're basically, you were propped up because some other silly people, just an overflow of silly people started making these like whack ass arguments, and then you were there because they're simple, and you made simple counter arguments.
Yeah.
And then you were hailed as this great fucking intellectual. In reality, you're a pseudo-intellectual. You have no idea, like, as far as like what identity is and who you are specifically. And then you're gonna get exposed, if not already. Goodbye.
You guys have been listening to this guy for a while, huh?
You can hear it on the surface.
A little while.
His ideas are not very sophisticated. They may be worded sophisticated, but they're not really. You could just watch him speaking with Jordan Peterson on the idea of God.
Oh yeah, we watched that together. Yeah.
You can see Peterson's thought process playing out in front of you.
Yeah, I don't always agree with him.
And then
then
you can hear Shapiro quoting someone else.
Yeah.
Like, you see the difference there?
I don't always agree with Peterson.
Thomas Aquinas once said blah blah blah, and then when you hear him just talking on his own, it's like, what?
I don't always agree with Peterson,
simple.
but with that, I was like, okay, I like that. You know.
Yeah.
There's self work going on versus, well, I'm gonna quote some other guy. It's like, let me hear your ideas. And like you said, when he does fucking speak, you know, it's like, well, blah 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 blah. I'm like, that's poor, dude. It's poor. It's poor.
It's not.
Sounds like you were conditioned to say such things, you know.
It's not.
Like, have you done any work?
It's not romantic or sophisticated enough to sound like you're talking about the fucking ultimate being of the universe.
Yeah, ultimate being of like love and care. It's like, what?
You can't just say, well, God is good, and then move on with your day.
Yeah, no.
You gotta do the hand signals and break things down, and you can explain your thought process. This is why I did this, and then this is why I disconnected.
I'm not saying dance. I'm just saying, like,
But you could.
I want to see some care. I don't want to see some son. He's a homeless man. Let's keep walking. Step over him just like that. 90 degrees and pivot. Go.
Yeah.
I got this.
All right, dude.
Yeah, you can see Peterson's thought process.
Yeah.
Oh, you want us to wait to play the video?
Yeah, you want to just talk for another minute?
Oh, I can keep talking. It's like I was saying. You know, like, if not a lack of empathy, like, what is there? A lack of who? A lack of individuality. And I know I keep saying that, but I mean that. I truly mean that. It's like, is that what you think? Or is that somebody else taught you to think, you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing people should really be asking themselves, all right? And I can say that because I've done that myself, you know? It's like, you got to do the work internally before you can look at someone else, in my opinion, truly say, okay, this guy, you know? I could tell you right now, this guy should. That's a big word, should, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you should go look at this. It's like, well, who are you to say that? Have you, are you sure? You want to use that word, that language here? Should?
Yeah. And once again, people shouldn't get lost in the word salad of things. Like,
it's okay to indulge, you know? As far as, like,
if you look at Shapiro's thing on, like, socialism, if you try to just understand what ideas he's getting at and get rid of the words, his argument boils down to, well, look at whoever, Russia, they tried socialism, it didn't work. That's the amount of his argument. If you look at like transgender people, his argument boils down to, well, scientists say this, instead of actually looking into what constitutes an identity, rather than strictly going by if they have a dick or a vagina.
Right.
Like, maybe they're saying something beyond just I have a dick or I have a vagina.
Yeah.
They're saying something about themselves. Maybe.
And then
he doesn't go there.
And then it gets lost within their filter, you know? Because they haven't done the work to clean that out. It's like, I feel this way, and I'm supposed to express it this way, you know?
Yeah.
Versus, well, listen, man. If you feel somewhere, that doesn't mean you have to express it. And I want to be careful how I say this. And I don't want to say shallow. I'm not trying to insult people, but I'm trying to get the idea out here. Well, I feel this way. That means I have to do, like, no, you don't. No, you can have that feeling. You know, you understand the difference between masculine and feminine. I don't mean to. And hello, you. No, I mean the whole, as far as yin and yang, masculine and feminine. You know, the unknown versus known, things I can see versus things I can't.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. And he's like, no, you're a man, you're a man, you're a man, you're a man. It's like, why are you doing that? The intentions, I wonder. And they're exposing themselves. Like, oh, I can see why you're doing that. Oh.
I mean, Peterson, right in front of him, explained how maybe there's like an unknown layer that they don't really understand yet that could possibly have an effect on biology. That in fact biology is reflecting that thing. And yet he could still hold. And yet Shapiro will still hold the idea like you're a man, you're a man, you're a man.
Yeah, let me quickly add, like, he better, like, if he says that shit, if Peterson says that shit, he better apply it to everything else, because this is the problem. A lot of your fans are gonna go bye bye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Also, slow it down for Ben to understand.
Yeah. And don't be afraid. Well, he's my friend. Listen, if you're actually his friend and you care, you'll call it his bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, if someone says something like yeah, I stepped on a homeless man's head today and he cried. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'd slap you if I wasn't a good person, you know.
All right, let's get back to this video.
So for some people, it's just like, yeah. A lot of people.
President Obama, I'm not sure that he, not only am I not sure, I'm pretty certain, this is a president who doesn't believe that Israel has a moral right to exist. I mean, this is my problem with him. It's not that he's criticizing specific Israeli policies. He's actually asking them, Lucas, to negotiate a deal with people who cannot be negotiated with. And he's saying that Israel's very existence rests on them negotiating a deal with folks who have vowed to destroy them. I don't
know how true that is at all.
Me either.
He didn't have anything to back that up either.
Also,
no reference.
Obama still supported Israel financially and militarily.
Oh, sure. I'm sure there's still aid. I'm sure there's still arms deals. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of shit still going on. And if not supporting other regimes or supporting them military-wise by invading other countries or what have you in support of them, I'm sure that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he probably heard it somewhere. He's like, oh, that sounds good. I'm going to use it.
Team playing, cherry picking, and in the creepiest order possible.
It's like someone told me how to do this.
What?
My guess is a bunch of kids his age or what have you, maybe in college, high school, whatever. If not, was a preconditioning from an early age on, but probably not to a serious extent. Like, oh, I want to work for AIPAC. Well, listen, guys, this is how you defend arguments, okay? This is how you do it, okay? They might come at you with this, but you may not win the argument, but the objective is to make them look stupid. It's like, yeah, I bet you had training. I guarantee it.
Yeah, we have.
I wouldn't be surprised, huh? What's up?
No comments today. Oh.
It's very common that they'll appear eventually, maybe. All right.
Yeah. I think something's just weird going on, like technology.
Yeah.
Like we could be getting comments and not even.
We could be,
but
let's check.
Who fucking knows? All right.
I mean, is he pro-Israel? Did I miss it?
No, you didn't. That wasn't my point. I mean, I agree with you on a lot. I mean, case closed. I mean, my opinion. I mean, I just didn't feel comfortable with being called that. Because like a lot of people say, if you don't like Obama, it's because you don't like him because he's black, and that's the part I became sensitive with. And
you see, that's the guy, like one of Ben's fans, talking about basically being an SJW.
Yeah.
And being politically correct and offended by words people use.
Yeah.
Or situations people disapprove of.
Yeah.
Like that's basically what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Thinking Ben's going to be right there with him.
Yeah.
But
he won't be. He can't be.
Let's find out.
And Lucas, like I say, there are plenty of things that Israel does. Look, I was against the Oslo Accords. Okay, I thought the Oslo Accords were an idiotic idea. And
what are those?
I believe those were basically peace in Palestine and Israel between them. Like we're going to officially give Palestine a state, and we're going to.
So that's a promise from the Israeli government.
From both sides.
It's a cordial agreement. Yes.
Negotiated through Norway, I believe, and Bill Clinton had them both standing on a stage,
90s.
shaking hands. Yeah.
Okay. This is documented, very well documented event.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened?
It didn't happen.
Oh, it didn't happen.
Yeah. And both guys ended up dying. The two guys that shook hands, they were both dead.
How?
The Israeli guy, I believe, was assassinated.
What?
The Palestinian guy.
Nothing worried about that,
sure.
right? Yeah. Oh, not like a political figure getting assassinated in any way, shape, or form could ever be viewed as. I wonder why someone would want this to happen. Well, listen, it was an extremist, and you can't talk about that, can you?
I don't want to, and I'm not going conspiracy theory because I haven't looked into it enough. But
what?
Benjamin Netanyahu was the next in line. His party was rising as in a team of guys who didn't want that deal at all.
All I'm saying is,
and he was
it makes total sense that some form of a political assassination took place.
Yeah,
100%. By political assassination, I don't mean, well, it was a political guy and he got assassinated. That's why we call it. Like, no, I meant some form of political group, maybe possibly hired some sort of mercenaries to kill this guy in favor for whatever ill intention gained or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
I don't know enough about it.
That's just me guessing.
I don't know enough about
Ryan Dawson would know. Or have the closest idea to what it most possibly could be.
Yeah. See, I could even fuck that story up. I gotta look into it more.
It's like, you guys are anti-Semites.
I think I watched 4 minutes in total on it.
Yeah.
So.
What was it? Never mind. Wrong example.
Wrong.
Alright, continuing.
I was smart enough to see that, and I was all of 9 years old at the time. That didn't make me, an anti-Semite or anti-Israel. You can disagree with policies of the State of Israel. What you can't disagree with is the right of the State of Israel to exist. And when you're the most powerful man on planet Earth...
Real quick, there is a video debunking Israel's right to exist, just saying, on Ryan Dawson's channel.
And just so Ben knows, people mean the State of Israel, not the people that live there.
Absolutely not. No. In
the
no way, shape,
elimination of the structure of a state.
Yeah, in no way, shape, or form. It's like, well, that's the people. It's like, no, there's the government, state, how it's structured, not the people. This, it's unreal. It's like,
and by the way, people probably agree with the destruction of Palestine too.
Yeah.
As far as the state, they'd rather just let's get rid of both names, call it something else, and say, Wonderland. Let's call it Wonderland. One giant
massive peak.
One giant state that everyone gets to live in peacefully.
Where no one's homes get bulldozed, right?
Yeah, because
right.
If someone's home got bulldozed, it'd be the state bulldozing themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's all one giant state.
Yeah, and then there'd be no gated community built over that, right?
Yeah.
Where you have to be this one thing.
Oh, there'd still be, there'd be giant separations because of economics.
Yeah.
But
there's economics and there's ethnic separation as far as listen Jordan, you're just not African enough. You can't live here. Sorry. Not really. It's like,
continuing.
And you are saying things to Israel like your very existence rests on you signing a deal with a group of terrorists. I don't know what other way to see that.
Well, they weren't originally terrorists, so if you sat everyone down from both nations and tried to explain, here's how the fuck we got in this position, in this situation, maybe they'd understand, oh shit, people are doing shitty things to each other. And now we have, rogue governments fighting each other.
Yeah.
We're the ones getting hurt in between.
Yeah. Is Netanyahu or the president or whoever, are they do I see them out in the forefront of these battles?
No.
Oh, they're sitting comfortably somewhere, right? Well-conditioned, well-lit room, right? Nice silk sheets, possibly.
Yeah.
And maybe he's not an anti-Semite. Maybe he's just anti-Western. I mean, that's possible too, because Israel is the only manifestation in the Middle East of Western presence. I mean, the other countries in the Middle East are not even close to Western standards of civilization. They're not close to Western standards of democracy. They're not close to Western standards of liberalism.
Well, there's a reason for that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's Muslims living in all over the world.
Yeah.
So it's not a religious thing why those states never turn, purely secular and all that. Even though some actually are, basically.
Yeah.
Like Syria is a secular state.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as living in war-torn countries, I don't think they're just sitting around bombing themselves. I think there's other bodies at hand.
Oh, sure. There's no way, listen, I'm telling you right now. We have nothing to gain from doing this. We have nothing to gain. We do.
Well,
by them, I mean corrupt governments. I'm not, just saying.
I could bomb James's house and start complaining, go to the shithole that he lives in.
I don't own a house. I don't own one.
It was all hypothetical.
Whatever.
Anyways.
Alaska, dude.
All hypothetical.
It's an igloo, okay?
Still gets bombed.
Whatever, man.
James's house.
Whatever it is, the President of the United States is certainly not only, he's beyond anti-Israel. He's actually anti the existence of the state, because I don't know what you can say. He can say all the pretty words that he wants. But when you say to Israel that you're going to be demographically outnumbered, boycotted, and isolated in the international community, and we're not going to help you at all if you refuse to sign this bad deal right here, I'm not sure exactly what you can say about a guy like that.
I don't know if he'd let your entire country just...
It's like, help us! Nope, sorry, we're having fun. with hot dogs and drinks.
Yeah.
It's like no. If someone's advocating for the boycotting of materials, you know, I'm sure that's like, listen, we don't like what your government's doing. So your government has a hand in these things. We're gonna boycott them. We're not gonna that's it. We're not gonna send food to you. Like that's fucked up.
Yeah, and it's
not
not
that.
Yeah, and it's not like
it's literally
Obama even called for any of that.
No,
he's just exaggerating in order for whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is, man. I hear that shit
Me
all
either.
the time.
But I still hear it today as far as boycott Israel. It's like those are anti-Semites. Like no, they're not. I don't think they are. And by the way, you know, I don't think Obama's the best person ever either. So, just saying, that dude's a murderer too.
Yeah, fuck it. 5 seconds left.
Oh, I agree. All right, case closed. Thanks, Ben.
Okay, Lucas, I appreciate.
You're welcome.
Never mind.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Pa.
It's like you're still Daddy. Click, click. See, honey, I told you. He's still God. They look to their right, and it shows a big picture of their bedroom. You know.
Yeah. If people truly wanted to eliminate, if people truly wanted to eliminate Israel, they'd be dehumanizing them. Sort of like what he does with the Palestinians.
Yeah, just like what was
that? How
that?
you gonna negotiate with them?
What was that tweet he did?
I forgot.
Something about like Jewish people do this and Palestinians do
that.
Whatever.
Horrible.
It's the point is, it's like, you know, if they really hate you, dude, they'd probably like, you're subhuman. You know, it's like, no, it's not true. All right.
Now, some of the Palestinians might believe that, but
hey, man, listen, if you have a bunch of ignorant people on either side and one side's getting like ferociously smacked around, you know,
yeah,
or even if it's equal on both sides, what do you think's gonna happen? Someone's gonna fire a gun. You know, that's what ignorant people do. They do ignorant shit.
Yeah.
It's like, well, fuck them. yeah, you just made that. Congratulations, dude. You just made the world that much of a shittier place to live in. Congrats, dude.
Yeah.
Congrats.
All right. Moving on to our third topic. It will be sports and PEDs.
No one cares.
AKA full Natty Brah.
I think Matt Hunter just...
Fuck.
Matt Hunter just does not want to...
He's not on?
112.20.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I put 112.8. My bad. Just put 111 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 112.20. That'd be fine.
I think Matt Hunter and everybody else just said, fuck you guys, we're done.
All right. All right, so... first video we're just going to let it play through. Just a goofy, funny fucking outlook on PEDs and sports. This is from Durian Ryder. Lance Armstrong before and after he got a team doctor.
Yeah. So welcome to a quick little tutorial. Does EPO work? Lance on the Edgar and Lance off the Edgar. Now, everybody knows if you're a professional athlete at the top, at the peak, if you're not on performance-enhancing drugs, you got no fucking chance of renewing your contract, man. Basketball, running, swimming, athletics, track and field, discus, shot put, cycling, UFC, boxing. If you're not on drugs, you got no fucking chance of being a big name, big dollar earner. Here we have Lance Armstrong. Smashing off the front, smashing all the other dopers, everyone's on the same page. And Lance personifies that hard attitude. Just no matter what happens, Lance, there he goes, he crashes. Lance doesn't give a fuck, he's off the honey badger, gets on his bike, goes again. Now there's no doubt that Lance has the hard attitude, there's no doubt about it. You have to be a fool to think that Lance isn't a hard worker, and you'd also have to be a fool to think you can perform so well clean. People think, oh, Lance is a cheat. Well, if you're not doping, you got no fucking chance of keeping up. Look at this. Lance has got, he's crashed. His bicycle is cracked. His right chainstay, drive side chainstay is cracked. It's flexing. He's passing people. He's just crashed. He's just lost time, and now he's on the attack. Now that is how EPO works. It spikes the fuck out of your hemoglobin, man. So you are getting that maximum oxygen to the cells. Look at that. Lance is off the front. Off the front.
That's EPO. It works. Scientists tell me it doesn't work. Bullshit. Now here's Lance, 2008, Leadville, Dave Weens. First and second place here. This is Lance riding clean.
2009.
Bit of a difference. Yes, it's on a mountain bike, but you can see there's actually real fatigue. You can Lance is personifying the effort here. You can tell there's effort and there's fatigue. There's no EPO assistance going on here. If these guys were on the EPO, they'd be fucking riding up this climb and waving. So that is how you ride clean. Now look how many spectators there is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spectators. Because people want to see superhuman performances. They don't want to see people battling on their mountain bike. This is Lance Armstrong, 10 years steroid use, self-admitted testosterone, growth hormone, etc. This is a basketball player, Dwight Howard, just full natural glow. Because basketballers don't dope. It's a known fact, basketballers are totally clean. That's why the NBA doesn't even test for human growth hormone, EPO, testosterone. They've got hardly any banned substances on their list. The NBA doesn't test because basketballers don't use drugs. They don't even smoke dope. Basketball, cleanest sport out there, full Natty Brah, 100%. Now, it was just a mistake that Overeem tested positive for testosterone. He didn't take nothing, man. Full Natty Brah. Before and after, full Natty Brah. There's only cyclists who use juice. Look at Joe Rogan's face. He'd say, yeah, man, good work, Overeem. Full Natty. Full Natty. Barry Bonds, totally natural. In his early 20s on the left, highest testosterone, and in his 30s on the right. 700 home runs, full natural. Mark McGuire.
Just milk.
What do you get, 73, 70 home runs in one season? Just milk, man. It was just milk, and even Sammy Sosa agrees it was just the dairy. No juice. Baseball players don't take juice, man. They don't take juice. Schwarzenegger, he didn't start steroids when he was 15, man. That's just a myth. That was just all natural. Just hard work and commitment. Same with Jay Cutler, man. Ectomorph. Ectomorph pro bodybuilder. Totally natural. Just been training for a long time, that's all. Ziz didn't even smoke cigarettes. Ziz was such a health nut, he wouldn't do nothing, man. It was just unfortunate genetics that causes premature heart disease. Just unfortunate. Michael Phelps, man, you could dip chips in the pool he swims in and taste the hot sauce, but never tested positive. Marion Jones never tested positive. Olympic gold medalist, most successful female track athlete of all time, never tested positive. Full Natty Brah. Michael Jordan, he would never use gear, man. Never, ever, never. No reason to. There's no money in basketball. People, you just sound like haters, man.
No money in it.
Dwayne Chambers, early 20s. Higher testosterone levels naturally of any male athlete. And Dwayne Chambers, full Natty Brah. Never got busted, though, did he? Never. Just totally full natural and, just hard work, man. It's just, drugs don't work. How many times do I have to tell you? Drugs don't work. You won't win anything. You won't get any accolades. You won't make any money. There's no reason to take drugs. You can just do the hard work, man. Just do the hard work and training. Ben Johnson, it was just a setup. He never took nothing. He doesn't even look like he's on roids. This kid here, it's just hard work, man. No juice. Just hard work. This guy looks like he does a lot of chin-ups, man. No roids. Just chin-ups. There's no way Carrot Top's on any juice here. That's totally natural. Full Natty Brah. This guy here, he's a full health nut, mate. He wouldn't even smoke cigarettes, man. Why would you smoke cigarettes and that? This guy, nothing out of the ordinary here. Probably in his late 50s. Totally natural to be that big. Same this guy here. Full Natty. Full Natty Brah. This chick here, she looks familiar. Looks like a man, but that's just genetic. No, she wouldn't take nothing, man. No reason to. There's no advantage to doing anything like that.
Rips off that shirt. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins, be true to yourself, true to your country, be a real American.
I've been patient. I have been cooperative, and I have done all I can do to provide USADA with information that I have knowledge of, because I believe in a drug-free sport and having a drug-free Olympic team. Let's all review the facts. I have never, ever failed a drug test. I have taken over 160 drug tests. I have taken tests before, during, and after the 2000 Olympics and have never failed a test. USADA has no information that shows that I have ever failed a test because simply I have never failed a test. And no information exists anywhere to even suggest that I have ever failed a test. I have truthfully answered every question asked of me under oath.
Is there a lot of drug use going on in Olympics? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Dr. Exum was the director of anti-doping at the U.S. Olympic Committee for 10 years. He thought his job was to stop drugs in sports, but his bosses had other priorities. He told me that over 2,000 American athletes failed their drug tests.
Yeah, he used to.
Ooh, Michael Jordan.
Truth is, I didn't use testosterone like I'm accused of doing. I didn't cheat. I didn't do anything outside of the rules. I won the tour clean, and I deserve to win. I'm proud of it, and I always will be.
Enter Steve Rogers, too puny to be accepted by the Army, but willing to risk death for his country. He's changing right before our eyes. Suddenly, it is over, and America has a new champion.
Fuck, that's whack.
Captain America.
Real quick, there's a reason why Oprah asked Lance Armstrong if he was a sociopath.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's because those guys put on straight faces.
Yeah.
While...
He's like, what? He sued someone, right? A journalist?
I'm just talking about his expression.
No. The expression. He was talking like I don't know if he sued him or not, but he talked about him. He's like, "How dare you?" And the people like you hear the snap. Like people, like, it's too late. It's too late, dude. You gotta keep rolling with it. Keep going. Put him down. How dare you ask me that question? How dare you?
That's what we mean by people putting certain things aside in order to express one thing. Right? Just, not a full person. You're not interacting with a full person at that moment.
No.
Something else is going on.
Please welcome a man whose story embodies the American dream.
One thing I learned about America is that if you work hard and if you play by the rules, this country is truly open to you. You can achieve anything.
Steroids.
So it's either fool people.
Better than it.
It's like Nazi beat, Peta.org.
Notmilk.com.
This guy's like a super vegan.
Maybe.
Carbs, more carbs.
Carbs are important from what I see. This shit's just funny.
Alright, so here's...
Michael Bisping.
Yeah. So here's Joe Rogan and Michael Bisping talking about steroids in MMA.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, also, I'm like, I was also kind of proud of him for a moment. I'm like, good, call him out. You'll see what I mean. I'll point it out.
Huh.
So I got you, man. You gotta do your thing.
Doing a spoiler.
Also, he calls out Rogan a bit.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's like, I got it. You gotta play it safe. It's like, no. I'll call out. I'm like, he's like, no, you won't.
Yeah.
No, you won't.
All right, let's hear this.
Well, it's a stacked fucking division. I mean, look, you still have Yoel Romero at the top of the heap. I don't know what they're doing with him. I mean, he was supposed to be fighting Boachina.
Paulo Costa. Boachina.
Yeah, who's a fucking monster.
Yeah,
if anybody who's not on steroids, who looks like they're on
Dude,
steroids, it's him and
They're
Yoel
all on
Romero.
fucking steroids.
You think
Let's
so?
be, well, it's not that easy these days with
It's
USADA,
hard.
but come on, some of them are on steroids.
Some
They've
of them
gotta be.
probably are.
Joe.
But who's on? Okay.
You're telling me that you don't believe that Yoel Romero ever took a steroid in his life?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I definitely didn't say
Cool.
that. I think it's possible. It's
Oh,
totally
it's possible. How's that fence you're sitting on? I get it. I get
but
it.
I mean,
It's a tough scenario for you to be in.
No,
UFC
listen,
commentator.
I'm fucking honest, bro.
Yeah.
If I believe it, I'll say it.
Right there. So, I gotta talk to Bobby for you to be a UFC commentator.
Yeah, right now Rogan's
Rogan doesn't know what to say.
He's the Kool-Aid man that jumped through the wall, and he's slowly backing out like I didn't do anything.
No, it's a Kool-Aid man that jumps through the wall and he doesn't realize that there's a cancer patient in the room. He's like,
yeah.
Stepping on glass. Watch out.
So let me just back out of here. Evade. I tripped. I didn't mean to jump through the wall and scream Kool-Aid.
Yeah, trying to be too nice, I think.
Yeah, it's like, dude, let's be honest.
Pyramid.
He's back.
Who hasn't taken steroids?
Us. We haven't.
I'll say that
knowingly.
You should ask that in a room full of professional athletes and see what happens.
Especially that boxer, Tainted Meat.
Yeah. Mr. Canelo.
Or antlers.
You mean tainted meat? Oh, you mean deer antler spray?
Yeah. We know somebody who did that.
Better call Saul Canelo Alvarez. That guy.
Better call Saul.
I just like calling him Tainted Meat. If he's on the street, I'm like, hey, Tainted Meat. Hey.
Let's see what else Bisbing has to say.
You said, okay, sorry. Or, oh, sorry.
And let's not forget he tested positive. There was that whole...
Yes.
Anytime somebody says it was a tainted supplement, it's bullshit.
You never tested positive for anything.
Never tested positive in my life. Let me tell you something. I'm not a guy that scours the back of everything I read. I'm a careless motherfucker. I really am. I wish I wasn't, but I am. I'll just go through my life doing what I do. I've been tested a million times, never come close. Okay, some other guys, they blow up the lab.
Yeah.
You know? There's no smoke without fire. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. I agree with you. I remember there was talk years back, before USADA, there was talk of certain camps that would hire guys who knew testing. And these guys would orchestrate a program for these fighters to make sure that they didn't get caught. And that they would figure out ways to, to taper off, but still keep your gains and make sure that you didn't test positive at all. And
doesn't that seem so? Doesn't that seem so obvious? Right? These are like millionaires.
Yeah.
Multi-millionaires. Of course, they can find a team of guys that can figure shit out.
Yeah.
You could even be like a potential multi-millionaire.
Oh yeah.
Look, this guy's gonna do this.
A-Rod.
Pettit.
No. Here's what I mean. A-Rod.
Clemens.
Hold on. You got A-Rod in that Miami clinic, right? Who else was there? I think Taylor Teagarden, right?
No, that's Al Jazeera.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
It's somebody else. Cervelli's there too. Cervelli was in the biogenesis clinic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so look at that, huh?
I guess.
Okay, he was. Pretty sure. $200 million athlete twice.
Yeah.
That's $400 million. And then some, It's almost, I'm pretty sure career worth, as far as what he earned, he earned a little bit more than $500 million.
Oh my God.
So
that's
you have that guy, then you have a guy that's most likely never made more than $50 million. But you guys are using the same shit. Same guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. What do you know? Yeah, the Olympics, I'm sure it's completely the same, especially that shit that came out of that documentary involving the Russian athletics doping.
Yeah.
Where they literally just...
Fuck, I forgot the name of it. But
Me too.
Rogan had the guy on who made it.
Yeah. Like, they literally just take the samples and they just throw them out. Like
yeah. Although...
Uncork that?
Oh, I think it's called Icarus.
That's it. Yeah.
But I was a little weary of it.
Yeah, I was hoping, this isn't anti-Russia shit, is it?
It seemed a little...
A little bit, yeah. Rather than...
I saw CNN there, I'm like, this might be that anti-Russian shit.
Rather than this, rather than like, okay, now talk about U.S.
Yeah.
Or now talk about Korea, Japan, everybody else.
China.
China especially.
If I had to guess, China...
Those weightlifters, holy fuck.
If I had to guess, China's up there in steroid use.
Oh, fuck. Absolutely.
And us too. We just do it with like a smile on our faces.
Yeah. Russia's like...
Straight face.
Yeah.
Russia's like, I'll do it again. I do nothing.
We find
he dies, right? Rocky IV.
We find legal ways to cheat.
A decent steroid cycle isn't that expensive.
Really.
Yeah, I'm sure it isn't. But it gets expensive.
Maybe the masking agent is expensive.
Well,
I think the more advanced program you get, the more expensive it gets.
I think these filthy rich guys hire guys to do all that shit for them.
Oh,
as far as scheduling and planning and all that, how to beat the test.
Just like if you look back at A-Rod and Tony Bosch's conversation as far as that documentary, I don't know how valid it is, but if you look back at the text messages, they went back and forth. Hey, when should I take this? Before the game, 30 minutes before the game. Take this after. Yeah. Do this after. It's like, fuck, man.
Oh, to beat the system.
Well, it's like, hey, listen, I have a drug test today. What do? I want you to, when you piss, make sure you get midstream. You'll be fine. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what did you have to do to figure that out? It's like Manny Ramirez only got caught because he fucked up. It's like I told him what to do. It's like, hey, what you did with Manny 2009? I want that. It's
Yeah.
like, shit.
A-Rod said that?
Allegedly.
Oh.
But based off of the evidence, I would not doubt that guy at all.
All right.
Steroids or not, he could hit though.
They're what?
Manny could hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit helps.
He's a good hitter.
But
100%.
Yeah, stamina, accuracy, you can get away with a lot more.
Yeah. It's like
if your hands are that much faster, you get away with a lot.
Think about it. Him and Bonds, the two best hitters in the last 20 years, both took it.
Don't even put Bonds. Don't put Manny anywhere near what Bonds was. Bonds was another planet.
I can't put
another world.
I can't put like.
Well, I mean, Manny was clutch though. Really, really. Clutch.
Well, this is what I mean. Even if you take a video game,
as far as hitting,
yeah. If you take a video game and you
that's won a World Series though.
That's not the point. If you try to make Bonds in a video game, you can't do it. Even like a simulation game, like it will not happen. It's insane.
True. 73 home runs, 200 walks, batting over 300.
And he got walked well over. 100.
That one season he walked like 230 times.
Yeah.
What do you have? A 1.8 OPS?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some
like
crazy
that
shit.
old Babe Ruth record just fucking demolished it.
What was
the OPS?
What do you have, like an 800 plus something slugging, right?
Yeah.
Like that's almost averaging.
Oh
base.
yeah.
What?
Pyramid 7, yes. Doctors do prescribe
Can you imagine that averaging a base.
Yeah.
During each at bat.
Yeah.
You average being on base.
That's insane.
For your at bat.
Yeah, I'm well aware of doctors prescribing. All you have to do is say, I think I have low T or whatever the fuck. Or some guys, like they're about to say, I already knew this, so I'm going to say it anyway. Some guys literally most likely take steroids to have low T, to go to the doctor and say, hey, I think I have low T, and they test you. You have low T. Here's it prescribed. Some guys can get it for depression. Some guys just can get it off the street. My one friend from the DR, I met him a long time ago. It's like, yeah, they just sell it. They sell that and cigarettes right on the street. You can get it.
And
right in the DR, yeah.
And believe it or not, with especially like the Latin American countries and shit, it is actually in their food as well.
Oh fuck yeah,
so
yeah.
Like, I always looked at that. I'm like, why are these guys like freak athletes when they leave their country? Like they're not. Are they getting the greatest diets ever?
No, fuck no.
So why are they just?
It makes completely sense, especially here. If you pump cattle, if you pump cattle with a bunch of like anabolic steroids and you're eating that, what the fuck do you think you're eating, dumbass?
Yeah,
What the fuck do you think you're eating?
And it's obviously it's not as much as shooting it into your arm.
No,
but you're still.
But over years,
if you're living there for so many years.
Yeah, you're eating it. Yeah. Then you start doing some sort of basic training.
Yeah.
Then there's the shit you drink, and everything else that goes into play.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and not only that, it's probably like within these baseball academies or wherever have you, whether it be football or whatever, it's like, not only have you been living like this and eating this shit for years, now we're going to give you it intentionally. Okay?
Yeah.
Money. All right.
Talks.
You can go to my bad, I read that. Okay. Go ahead.
You're bad.
Continue.
This was done under the assumption that everyone else was cheating as well. And this was, for a long time, that was how a lot of people viewed the sport. There was guys like you, BJ Penn, there was a few guys that you just knew weren't going to do anything. It was their word. They said they were never going to do anything.
Sure.
And they never looked like they did anything. You always maintain the exact same physique throughout your entire career.
I don't give a fuck. Look at Billy Joe Saunders. Look at that.
Yeah, this is Rogan dick riding as usual.
Yeah.
Right on cue, dick riding. So what he does, whoever's sitting across from him, he's dick riding them somehow.
It's like, fuck that, man.
Except for maybe Crowder.
That was the last time I ever heard him go, like, or his friends.
It's like, he might have like a hierarchy in his mind. Like, you might be lesser than me. I can poke at you. Like, oh, you're a comedian like me, so I can talk shit with you.
Yeah.
But if I have Peterson or Harris or whoever on,
Yeah, he gets a little.
It's like, dude, It's like, dude, I'm dumb. Go ahead, talk. It's like, no, stop it, dude. Stop. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think where it started getting a little weird, and I don't want to bang on about steroids too much because that's been a narrative that I've I've said my piece about that.
Right.
I don't want to, bang on about it too much, but I think where the waters really got murky is when TRT came in.
Yes.
When testosterone replacement therapy became a thing, and all you had to do was go to your doctor and said, hey, I can't get a hard on or whatever, and all of a sudden they sign you off and you're on TRT.
Chris Davis.
So, yeah.
Amphetamines.
Therapeutic use.
Ryan Braun.
Ryan Braun straight up. Fuck.
Chris Davis got a TUE.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Braun did not.
No, that
Well,
dude.
he said he had was medicine towards AIDS or something.
No, he straight up lied.
He lied.
And then he basically almost ruined someone else's career.
Who? Which guy?
The guy that did the test.
Oh,
and beyond career,
like
their personal standing
it's like,
in
listen,
the world.
he's anti-Semitic.
What?
You don't remember that?
Holy shit!
That dude's a creep. Well, in that moment, I'm like, you're a fucking creep, dude.
It's like, hey Ryan, we got a second sample. You're fucked, buddy.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened. But
let's take the MVP and
going back to what Pyramid said with the Olympics, like, weren't there like Russian hackers that hacked like the database and found out who was on shit? Like,
yeah.
Or who had like a therapeutic use exemption?
Yeah. So it's funny, right?
It's like, oh, Serena Williams, Simone Biles, Venus Williams, like American like.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
High name.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I have ADD. They're trying to make me feel bad.
Out of here, man.
ADD.
Yeah.
I keep hearing that. I have ADD. I have this. I have that. You have this for ADD. Look at you.
You can't focus on flipping in the air. It's like they're about to do a flip. It's like, oh, a penny, and they just smash in midair.
It's like, this is it.
Dog.
Ready? Commentary booth. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. The gold medal. And oh, there's a squirrel. She sees a squirrel. Oh, she broke her neck. That's what you get. She had ADD. What do you expect?
Should have gave her steroids.
I thought
just even in her mind as well. It's like, this is it. The triple pump, fake flip backward tilt. And she's like getting ready. She's like midair. She's like a fly. She just stares at it for the longest time. Then,
oh my god!
And that was the end of her life.
But
back to you, Tim. It's like,
there was a scene in back to the Time Machine movie when they what was it, bathtub or
hot tub
time machine. The second one, there's like this play in the Super Bowl, and the guy sees a squirrel and he trips over the squirrel. Like they rewrote history. I don't know. Sorry, but
it's not how time works. But seriously, wouldn't, like, in my idea of what ADD is or ADHD is, isn't that when kids have too much energy and shit like that?
Yeah, you want to
like,
calm
like
down.
they're bouncing off the walls and shit. So you would think it. You would think it in a classroom. They said, "Okay, guys, let's put down the books. You guys can't focus. Let's go play tag." They'd be like, super erratic at it, having fun with it.
When I was in school,
like some sort of activity.
I couldn't stand. I couldn't sit. It was a lot worse. Trust me.
What this?
Yeah, I didn't want to sit still. Like, listen, maybe we should talk. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, so
okay.
You would think sports would be right up their alley.
Yeah.
As far as just constant activity going on, right? They do their routine and they're done, right?
Yeah.
It's not like they do something and then they stop in the middle, then continue their routine. Like, no, it's a constant thing going on. Yeah. So I don't know.
Listen, no, we'll just make them take this drug and they'll be zombies, and then they'll listen.
They'll be hyper focused.
And then
they're free.
We don't lose.
You'll be like, your eyes will be all dilated and shit.
Why do you think kids use it to study? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
Adderall.
Yeah. Adderall, yeah.
It's like, yeah.
We lose a lot of athletes that way.
You'll definitely improve.
Well, I mean,
I can see a stitch in every wall. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's the old time guys.
Yeah.
Greenies, whatever they're called.
It's like, hey, Willie, did you know you're cheating? Bet you did. Hey, Mickey, that little shot you took in the hip. What was that?
Yeah, history just let them go.
Yeah, fuck them, man.
That's what they
did. They did it. They
They're
did
like,
it.
Oh,
Fuck
that's
them.
not really a big deal. I'm like,
What do you mean?
it kind of is.
Yeah,
Well, that's why Willie doesn't care about Bonds doing it. He's like, no, he's really great. Let him do it. He let him in the Hall of Fame.
If he does that, he's a punk.
And he's his godfather. So.
Oh,
that's true. I forgot
fuck
about
that, man.
All right.
Wait, breaks the home record appears on the screen, or no, whatever. Someone appears on the screen. If let's say it's him, special message. It's like, just want to say to my godson, bear, fuck you. Disappears and shit.
All right, continuing.
No, I know. Even worse, you could take steroids first and then come off of it so your testosterone was low.
Oh, really?
And you go to a doctor and say, I have low testosterone.
Oh, of course, yeah, because it messes up your natural production of it.
This is what
Of
guys
course.
did. Guys
Right.
took steroids and then went in afterwards and said they have low testosterone because they were on steroids.
Sure, no, exactly. So then it became legal. And then you
Yes.
had all these guys coming out there saying, you know, if I'm not on TRT, I'll die. I'll die. And then they outlawed it, and then 10 years later, some of them are still fighting to this day.
Yes.
You know, so
Yeah.
without naming names, you know who you are. Shame on you.
Well,
But,
we've talked about
name
TRT
names.
Belfort, TRT Vitor Belfort forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was when he was on TRT. He was a different kind of human being.
Mm.
He was just completely different than he is in any
yeah.
other circumstance.
Oh, yeah, looking back,
Night and day.
you can see that. I mean, because when I...
You look at the guy when he was like 20. What the, that's just straight up like, what the fuck? Who let you do this? That's just straight up, oh, let's just take this. There's no planning involved. He just took shit. His neck was here and it ended here. Okay? That's not like it's insane.
Inhuman.
No, I wouldn't. Well, a little
Insane.
bit. A little inhuman anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna show images of it.
Oh, they're not gonna show image of a young Vitor.
I think they do.
No, they show image of TRT.
Oh, yeah,
Vitor
yeah,
Belfort. Not. I'm the phenom.
You can still see a large difference.
Right.
I fought him on TRT.
You fought him when he was at the Super Vitor.
Absolutely, he looked like fucking the Incredible Hulk.
He had
But
muscles on his fucking eyebrows.
yeah, looking back, you can see that, you know. But at the time, as a fighter, you can't think like that. You know what I mean?
You gotta zoom out though.
And what
That,
is that
that
supposed
doesn't
to be?
even do it justice.
No, that doesn't do it justice.
Nah.
That's supposed to be before and after. Yeah.
I'm just recovering from a cold
like
at the
2 to
weekend. I'm a
3
little
years
congested, so I keep coughing.
The real key
That's
is
a better one.
That's better. That's way better.
Yeah,
that's much more.
night and day. Look at that. Look at that. One dude, I'm like, okay, this dude definitely has like a 40-inch vertical. This dude's like maybe 29. You know what I mean? Look at the size of this dude's fucking traps, chest, abdominal muscles, and arms. Look at this. It's like, all right, you're like 3 years old. All right, right here he has to be like 40, 42, 43. It's like 2 to 3. Oh, my bad. 2012, 2017. My bad. I didn't see it.
So 42 to 47.
So it's like a.
That's night and day.
I'm actually curious now.
That's fucking insane. What? You want to see younger Vitor? That dude's a cartoon character, man. He reminds me of like Mike Tyson.
I don't want to see younger.
What?
He was born in 1977, so 35 and 40.
Yeah. That's insane. That's fucking insane.
Looks like he's 45, 50 there. Is that right?
Like, if you look at Jeter from 2009, he's like 34, becoming 35, whatever the fuck. And you look at him, you know, fucking what? How many years is that? 5? 5, 6. No, that's...
Oh, here's what it is.
How many years is it later? It's like 7, 5, 6. Yeah, 5 years later. 2014. It's like, all right, he looks a little older. This is drastic.
Yeah, this
is like, hold on. This is like, I'm lifting weights, living a healthy lifestyle. Then it's like, I'm questioning myself. I just let everything go.
The guy on the right should be just a softer body.
Yeah.
Like a softer body version of the guy on the left. If you're just taking that 5-year
Yeah.
difference from 35 to 40.
Yeah.
Just, you know, softer body, maybe some gray hair and shit.
Yeah.
This is just.
This is night and day.
Nah.
Even look at his shoulders, how they're like tilted. Look at that. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's like this guy might have like some form of like either like, you know what I mean? Like muscles aren't, obviously you can tell like one side's a little imbalanced, if not a little bit. But now it's like just drastic. Like look, it's like, oh, softer body. Oh. I get really annoyed. It's like
That's like muscle loss.
Yeah, it's like to me, dude. You're not a legend. You're not a legend. You're a cheater. You've been a cheater your whole life.
Yeah.
You know. Maybe at the end, we can look at the young Vitor, because this is just like you guys haven't seen anything yet. You ever see him when he's about to fight fucking Vanderlei Silva? That's something else.
The early days in the UFC.
Yeah, where it's just
I've seen that.
No one gives a fuck. Like just fight, just show up and fight.
Yeah.
Accurate. And he's a guy who was known to take things. I mean, he took things early in his career. Remember when he fought Randy when he was 19? He was 240 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
His neck started at the top of his head.
Yeah, but I remember there was a picture of us both on the scale in Brazil, and you know, looking back now, you go, oh shit. You know, anyone else would think, oh, have you seen this guy? He's kind of big, blah 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 blah. But you don't think like that at the time. You can't as a fighter. If you start having those thoughts, those doubts, you start looking at a fighter's physique and thinking, oh, he looks good. You've already lost, you know. But in hindsight, you can look back and say, holy fuck, what was I thinking? You know, this guy's fucking worried out of his mind. I remember on there, I was trying to get a rise out of him, and he kept putting his hand in my face. I'm not a religious guy, and you know, God bless anyone that is. You know, I mean that. I respect everyone's opinions, but I'm not. And as we know, Vitor is heavily religious, and he kept sticking his thing in my face. He was pissing me off. So I said, Vitor, come here. And he leans in. I said, there is no Jesus. Maybe there is. Maybe there is. You know, me getting dropped with a head kick in the second round. Maybe that was God thwarting me. Who knows?
What did he say?
Some fucking Portuguese bullshit.
He's a savage, man. Yeah. This is him, like, allegedly at 240 pounds at 19 years old.
What? Really?
Yeah. Look, go to the right. Go to the right.
Trash.
Here, up there.
Or file like a straight.
Just real quick. Really.
What the
Go up. To the right. Just, yeah, right there. You see that shit? What the fuck is that? Look at this guy.
He's a gorilla.
What the fuck is that? Like, look, how do you turn your head, dude?
You can't scratch your back.
There we go.
Look at that one. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Christ. Keep going. When he's on TRT, he looks smaller, yeah, but he looks way more defined. It's like you have explosion now. Like whatever you were lacking, you found it, you know? Fuck.
For some reason, he looks smaller there.
Oh, yeah.
He's like...
He was... It's like, when he was younger, dude, he was at his, like, his biggest...
Get off the cycle and change weight classes.
Yeah, look at that. Go up, right there.
Alright.
Right there, right? Yeah. Even that. It's like, look at his body here. The amount of definition and shit. And then look what happens after. It's like, oh, I got caught.
Natty of peace.
I
think Rogan said him versus Couture.
Yeah.
That's not Couture.
No, but still, look at him. He's a fucking cartoon character.
The fat guy?
No, Igor on the right.
How could a fat guy be allowed to fight?
Heavyweight.
Alright. Thank you for watching. Oh, do you have anything else to say on sports and steroids?
Don't take it, kids.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more prevalent than the average American consumer thinks. That's what I think. I think there's a lot of guys in...
Yeah, there's a lot of athletes we don't know.
All major, like, as far as, like, athletically demanding sports.
Take it if you want.
Yeah.
Pyramid.
I think he bounced. Yeah. Either way, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you like. Always comment. We respect comments, of course. And as usual, give this video a thumbs